What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a very special edition of the Rock Fantasy Files. I'm your host, James, bass player from Crucial Pain and clerk at Disc and Dat Record Store in Bethel, Connecticut. And welcome back to a special edition of Rank and File. I really love doing these.
Hmm.
And tonight's an extra awesome one for yours truly because I am a huge Metallica fan and I make no bones about it. I'm a big fangirl for these guys. Always have been, always will be. So we are going to take the 11 proper studio albums, not
Hmm.
including Garage Inc. And we are going to rank them from our least favorite to our top favorite, as we do every time here on Rank and File. We got the usual crew here tonight: Christian from Connecticut, and we got Ovi from Norway. And we're going to talk about some Metallica. So, I mean, there's really no need to go into the history of these guys. You know this band. They're the most popular heavy metal band in the world. Been around since
Hmm.
1981. They're a big fucking deal. You either love them or you hate them. Personally, I've always loved them. And so have the rest of the panel here, and we're excited to talk about them. So we're going to start and go around once and give our number 11 to our number 6. And then the second go around, we're going to give our top 5. What do you think,
Hmm.
kiddos? That sound good to you?
Sounds
All
good.
right.
Hmm.
I'm going to start with eeny, meeny, miny, mo, Ovi. Give us our
Yes,
11 to 6.
right. So my number 11 is gonna be, for a good reason, for me at least, gonna be this baby.
Okay.
Reason why is because Kirk lost all his riffs on his phone before they went into studio, or while they were in studio or whatever. So he doesn't haven't written anything on the album, and for me it shows, because you need what I'm quite fond of, the unity of the whole band to get the well-round sound of the band. So for me, if this album perhaps has been a single album and they have taken out songs like Confusion, Here Comes Revenge, Am I Savage, and made it a single album and released the other songs as a EP, as they did on the other album, I think perhaps the album would have been less. Um, it's a little work to get through it, because of, I feel there's not enough it's kind of one tracked. It's good songs, but it lacks the full image, I believe. I'm trying to say here. Songs I do like, though, is Mankind, because it was really cool when that song came out, because they use footage which has nothing to do with Metallica, and it's so far from what everything Metallica is. They used from the movie about Mayhem, which of course everybody knows is Norwegian. So for me that was pretty cool, because I recognized the footage right away, even though it was before the movie came out. I believe they used the
Yes.
footage. Uh, Song number the other song I like is Now We Are Dead, because you get to hear Lars's double kick drum, and you get to hear a little cool drumming again, since you haven't heard, I would say, since probably since Justice. You haven't heard that kind of good, like good pace double kick drum from him. But the song I really like best is Dream No More. Dream No More is fantastic.
Yes.
That's Hetfield epic.
Absolutely. Great song.
Yep. Number 10 is gonna be This Baby.
Ooh, that's cool. You got the coffin box.
Yeah, it's European. It's I believe it's 2000 was given out in 2000 or 2000 X. Uh, I remember when this album came out. I remember we got the singles. This was just your life, and then All Nightmare Long came, and what was the third single? Unforgiven 3.
Cyanide,
Uh,
David.
Cyanide. Sorry.
Cyanide. Yeah,
So Cyanide was first, then All Nightmare Long, then This Was Just Your Life.
I think so. Yes. And the day that never comes was a
Yeah,
big
yeah,
single
it's usually
too.
David comes.
A Day That Never Comes, perhaps instead of. Yeah. This album is really cool. I remember it took a while for me to get into it because it was, I don't know, it sounded kind of like first time I heard it. I gotta be honest, it was like, it was alright. It was like it was okay, and then suddenly, when if you start to listen to it more, there's a lot of things going on. So it took me quite a few spins, but now it's much better than I first time I heard it. Songs I really like though is Unforgiven 3. Uh, Perhaps the reason why I'm a little what do you call it favorite a bit is because I heard the world premiere of it live.
Oh, cool.
Hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we
So
were
you
in
saw them on
Telenor.
this tour?
Yeah, on Telenor Arena in Oslo. We saw them 2 nights in a row.
Awesome.
Uh, First night there was, I believe it was Fear Factory and Gene the Machine Hoglan. He played drums for a second band too. I can't, or was it Lamb of God? Lamb of God. So it was perhaps some of those. But the first night we got like 7 songs from Black Album and some other songs. But the second night we got the world premiere for Ungiven 3. We got the Norwegian uh, premiere of not Harvester of Sorrow, but the Shortest Straw. Shortest Straw.
Nice.
Pretty cool. I've seen them earlier too in and then earlier on that because they toured on that album pretty long. So
Yeah, they did.
first time I saw them was in 2010, I believe, 2 days after AC/DC, and then we got the Norwegian premiere for Turn the Page and Jump in the Fire, maybe. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been really lucky with seeing Metallica in Norway. As for songs, number 2, All Nightmare Long, because that's another H.P. Lovecraft inspired one, since
Hell yeah.
Hetfield is pretty deep into H.P. Lovecraft. But the song that stands out, the song that you can't pass by, is Suicide and Redemption, baby. That
Love it. Great instrumental.
that's just good stuff.
Absolutely.
Yep. Number 9 is going to be 72 Seasons. Why did I pull it out? I have it on red vinyl, purple vinyl, and yeah, probably that's probably it because there wasn't any box sets on that one. I wish there were, but I did see. I did. Did you guys see that on in the cinema in the theater when they do the world premiere on satellite?
I didn't see
No,
it.
no, I didn't see that.
Because they had a premiere on satellite for like selected cinemas all over the world.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't,
Where
yeah, they didn't do that in
they
my
talk
area
about
for sure.
the album and they talk about each song and we get to see the music video because they make music video for every song and they
Right.
talked about how they wrote the song about this about that so it was really cool because it gives the songs more I guess you can connect to the song easier when you know the basics and you know what it's for and I guess it's fun too to make your own story about what it is about, but it's fun to be on this side too, to like not wonder and just hear it.
Sure.
Songs I really like on 72 Seasons is Shadows Follow. Also really cool
Yes.
one. Too Far Gone, which
Yeah, it's good.
is Which song on Kill 'Em All is it reminding us of? The riff is so familiar. It's like our earlier Metallica riff. You guys can't recall?
Yeah, I'm
No
not
Remorse, maybe?
recalling right now.
What do you say, Christian?
No Remorse, maybe?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I can kind of
But
see that.
my favorite one is Chasing Light. Chasing Light. I thought
Good
my
song.
buddies they didn't. They were more into the last track, into the in some what's it called?
And Almarata.
Yes, that was their piece. But I like Chasing Light. I will never put it aside. I will never back down from it. But I'm a Kirk Hammett fan. I'm a fan of Kirk Hammett, which is
Me
ironic
too.
since Megadeth is my favorite band, and I like the one the one reason why Megadeth was so pissed in the beginning. So it's
There you
kind of
go.
interesting. But yeah, Chasing Lights. It's just it's you can sense Hammett in it because he has such a vision for his solos. He has such a vision for emotions in his song, which is the reason why Hardwire I feel lacks depth because you don't have the Hammett part of it.
Right.
Number 8 is going to be Load. Load. I've been a bad boy, but I have it here in a deluxe edition.
You got the nice big box set.
Yes, it's
Heavy.
heavy as fuck,
Goodness.
but I haven't opened it yet for some reason. Um, I remember when it came out, first single, Until It Sleeps. I was sitting with a buddy that was older, that was a guitar player and was so fan of it. And we heard the first part of Until It Sleeps. He just took out the CD and tossed it out of the car. So it took me a while before I got to hear the song in full. But I got to hear it after a while, and the guitar riff and the drum sound on Load is so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Great production.
When it's like dum 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 dum. But do you have that like and I feel Hetfield sings so well on Until It Sleeps. He sings so well on
Yes.
Mama Said too. I know a lot of people don't like Mama Said because it's Hetfield's tribute to his mom, which a lot of songs he write is. But
Oh,
Mama
yeah.
Said, I think that too is like you really hear Hatfield from the heart. I don't care
Yes.
if people don't like it, but I wish he would release. Perhaps he should have done a solo album with songs like Mama Said. He would because Mama Said kind of uh, it gives Metallica perhaps less good view than it would have been on a solo album. It's
Yeah, true.
kind of like for Megadeth with oh Lord.
With Risk?
Uh, yes,
Yeah.
Risk 2 should have been a solo album. So it's kind of interesting because Risk 2 has kind of like a little country feel to it on places. So
Yeah, it's true.
because they both grew up at the same time, so it's not like I don't know, it's not weird. It's perfectly understandable. Songs I like on Load is The House that Jack Built, Bleeding Me, but my favorite is Thorn Within.
Good song.
Yes. Most people like Outlaw Torn, but I like Torn Within. Uh, was it 11-6?
Yeah, 11-6.
Okay, so number 7 for me is gonna be Something Around My Neck. Um,
Aha.
mhm. Yes, and I remember because they made the first music video in San Quentin, I believe,
That's right.
around all around like hardened criminals and so forth. But they are also respected that I think they were pretty safe.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't think Backstreet Boys would have made it that far into the jail.
Nah, not at all.
So my favorite, I remember when that tour, I saw them on the tour before the album came out. So we got perhaps Saint Anger and one more song. If you got the Frantic EP, any of you guys got the Frantic EP?
I don't have that.
Because you get live tracks from Roskilde Festival, and I was at that concert. It was my first Metallica concert in 2003.
Nice.
Yeah. Um, and that was such a great concert because there was, I don't believe there wasn't, I believe there was one of the few concerts with not no Nothing Else Matters, and I've been to two Metallica concerts without Nothing Else Matter, and that's pretty rare.
Yeah, it
But
is.
songs I really like on Saint Anger is all within my hands, of course, and Sweet Amber. But the coolest track is, see if you guys agree. What's your favorite song?
My favorite track off this, personally, I'm gonna, man, if you put a gun against my head, I would probably say The Unnamed Feeling.
Okay. What about Christian?
This one, yeah, I'll be honest, I don't really like any of the songs on Saint Anger.
Okay.
So
Well, my favorite
sorry.
one is the Invisible Kid.
Good song. Good song.
Invisible Kid is great. It's got such cool stuff in the middle there, and it's really cool. Number 6 for me, you need to just cock the gun again and shoot, and that's going to be a reload. And I like reload better than load because I feel reload has more dynamic, it has more different songs, it has more highs, more lows. I remember Memory Remains was the first single, right, with Marianne Faithful.
I believe that was the first single, yeah. I know
And then
Fuel was early too, but I think Memory Remains might have been the first one.
uh but I really like those because I saw the, you guys remember the acoustic concert from '98? They did a bunch of acoustic concerts like in a warehouse. It was recorded
Yes.
on
That
TV
was,
and stuff.
I think that was called Reload, Rehearse, something else. Yeah, that was on
Yeah,
MTV. They did
yeah,
some electric tracks and then they did some acoustic tracks.
yeah. And that for me, hearing reload songs or load songs acoustic, that's something else. That's
Yeah.
something else. It really adds a flavor that you haven't seen from Metallica before, which caught my eyes and caught my ear, I should say. Um, and that really made me like Reload even more. So my favorite songs is Slow Man's Lyric. It's such a great song.
Yeah.
And and a cool one with a cool riff is Fixer.
Yes. Yes.
But
Good tune.
my favorite song is the only song that Newsted has Reading credits on.
Where the Wild Things Are.
Right. And that song is the best Metallica song I've heard since Justice and after.
Very good.
It's such a good song. It's so cool. I could listen to it over and over again. And I guess with medicinal herbs, it's even better. I've heard from people.
Yeah. Yeah. Load and Reload are very good smoking albums. Very good.
Right. So that, I believe, was my 11-6.
Excellent. Great picks, Obi. That was fucking
Thank you.
awesome. Christian,
Going on.
you're up to bat, brother. 11-6.
11-6. So I'm gonna be honest, there's a few albums in the Metallica discography I do not really like at all.
That's okay.
The
But
honesty
you
is
know what?
respectable.
Yeah, I do like to go through and rank all these. So there's I'm just gonna say what I gotta say because I'm pretty sure a lot of other people would probably say this, um, would say the same thing anyway.
Yeah,
But
Mhm.
you're definitely not in the minority.
no, I'm not. But I know like you
It's
guys like a lot of this stuff, so I kind of feel bad. But
all good. That's what makes these episodes cool, is that it's not
that's
an
what
echo
it is.
chamber.
You get different points of view.
That's right.
That's why now Metallica, every time they play live, they have to say, "Do you guys want to hear some old shit? Yay!"
Yeah,
Yeah, of
right.
course, the crowd goes nuts. You want to hear something new? Crickets, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
You got the new. Well, when they play new stuff, it's the new kids that's in the front, and then
Yeah,
it's like silence in the back. When they
yeah.
play
I
old
want
shit, the new kids are kind of like, eh, and then everybody in the back is flying batshit. So
yeah,
it's kind
Yeah.
of interesting to be on
yeah.
a
Anyone
Metallica
maybe
concert.
age of 40 or 45 probably doesn't care, but it's is what it is.
Mm.
So, all right, my number 11 is gonna be. It's probably at the bottom of the list for probably a lot of people. That's gonna be Saint Anger.
Mhm.
I just, I every time I've listened to it, I mean, I try to approach it with an open mind, but I just can't get into it. I hear there's some riffs and whatnot that I hear, throughout. That's like, yeah, that sounds kind of good, but none of the songs really gel or really grab me on there. And I know everyone talks about, the drum sound on there. I mean, the production and just in general, I think is kind of shitty. And they did the the documentary, the movie around this time period, Some Kind of
Yes.
Monster.
Yes.
Yep.
So I have that. I remember watching that and like seeing all these guys like at a psychiatrist with like Dave Mustaine there. I'm just like, oh my God, what are these guys doing? Come, why? Look, I understand, think, people go through things, right? But it's like, do you really want to put that in a documentary? Um,
Well, this was kind of like because Hetfield was losing his shit totally in
yeah.
2001, and it
Yeah.
led to Newstead leave. He went to rehab, and I believe Sankt Anger is kind of his word for rehab, with a Sankt
Right.
Anger on the neck.
Yeah.
So
And
I
I
believe
think,
this album is kind of like a, I don't know, healing process.
yeah. And hey, if it worked for him as healing process, great.
Mm.
Um, for me, I just could just I try listen to it for this, ranking, and I've listened to it, before, but I just can't get
You
into it.
haven't been to rehab, so it doesn't help.
I get no, I haven't. But you know what? And one of the things that when I was listening to it this time around, it kind of
Hmm.
so the Creator album that came out in the '90s, I think it's Renewal.
Yes.
Like
Yeah, yeah,
the drum sound on say it kind of reminds me of the drum sound on that album.
yeah.
I could see
But
that.
renewal was completely different. They changed
Yeah.
their mind like they did on Extreme Aggression, and then they went a total different direction, and it became something else. Because if you hear the early demos from Renewal, it's like basically like Coma of Souls.
hmm Yeah. Yeah, I've never heard those, but I'll have to track them down.
Yep.
All right, so that's my number 11. Number 10 for me is going to be Load. Um, this was for me, I mean, Metallica was really like the first, I would say, heavy metal band that I really got into. They were the
Mhm.
ones that opened the gate pretty
Yep.
much for everything else. So, they're a massively important band for, my musical tastes and whatnot. But I remember this album coming out, and I remember hearing this song like Until It Sleeps. I'm like, it didn't really grab me. And then when I see like what the guys look like, and I'm not just talking about cutting their hair short, it's just the wife beater things, the overalls, the sunglasses. It's just like this kind of like coordinated look. To me, I'm like, I don't know. It was just like a complete kick, and I felt like they probably like a lot of people, they just like completely abandoned metal. It's the mid '90s. We're gonna, and I'm sure a lot of that was pressure from record company and management too. But it's like, well, we got to reinvent our image to stay relevant. I always kind of had that feeling about it, and it's always, I kind of jumped off the Metallica train at that point, and I've kind of like I wouldn't say I've stayed.
I think it was like because Hetfield was in rehab in 94 and 95. And I think it's just to get the pressure off their backs and just scratch everything and just start anew because they knew in their hearts, and we also know they can't top Black Album. They just can't.
No,
Right.
no, I don't think they would have ever, as far as
So they
like
just gave up.
popularity. No, no, they couldn't have done another the same thing. But I was just such a fan of of everything that had come before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like sounding different. It never really connected with me. The album cover for me is just kind of cringy. I just like the change in the logo too.
Oh, that's
The logo
blasphemy
too,
right
like
there.
it's not as aggressive, when you see, you know, this, the pointed, like that's so iconic. When you change like that like iconic logo to something different,
Megadeth did the same thing. I mean, like
you're
they
right, they
should have
did.
been beaten
That's
over the
right.
head with a bat, with a
Yeah,
Yep.
aluminium bat.
but um yeah, so that was another one. And then number 9 is going to be Reload for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um another one again, I never really like got into it. I like it a little bit better than Load, I think, because this little bit of what you were saying, Obi, it sounds like it's a little more varied, but you don't
Mm-hmm.
get like there's a couple of moments like on Load where it's like they're kind of like going country, but on
I'm afraid. Yeah.
yeah, on Reload it's like they're staying like within the hard, the hard rock realm, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess for that reason I like it a little bit better than Load, but okay. So that's the bottom of my list. All right, so
Mm-hmm.
now we're coming up to number wait, 11, 10, 9. Number 8 for me is going to be the most recent one, 72 Seasons. I think this one's actually, I think it's a pretty solid album. I like Screaming Suicide. I like Sleepwalking or Sleepwalk My Life Away. I actually really
Yeah.
like Solo and Sleepwalk My Life Away. The song Lux Eterna, that one, for me, like it kind of reminds me of a Diamond Head song, which, it shouldn't be surprising that Metallica would kind of that band being such a huge influence on them that they would, write a song that kind of sounds like that. And then what else is on there that I really like? I actually kind of like the last track that it was how do you say Enamorata?
Inamorata.
Enamoratu, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a cool. It's a long one, but it's
Yeah.
cool.
That's their longest track.
Yes,
Yes.
I looked that up earlier. I was like, oh wow. That's kind of cool because they've done a lot of longer songs over the
Especially on the more recent albums. They tend to draw things out a little more. But yeah, that's their longest track in their discography is Inamorata.
years. All right, so great. So number 7 is going to be Hardwired to Self-Destruct. I think this one is it's a more hard-hitting, a little bit more hard-hitting and raw than I think the most recent one and the one before it. It's like, in some ways, I think it's the one that sounds the most like Kill 'Em All. Not that it sounds like Kill 'Em All, but maybe just with the production and just some of the riffing on that, it's kind of more reminiscent of that, I think. But I love
Does
the
not
title.
does not face in the middle there look like Dave Mustaine?
This is it, Jason.
See, to me, this album cover reminds me so much of the album cover for Odd Fellows Rest from Crowbar.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
But doesn't that
Reminds
green
me a
face
lot
look
of
like
that.
Dave Mustaine? Does
Never
that green face look like Dave Mustaine?
does a
Yeah,
little.
it kind of does. I think it's James, but it does look like Mustaine a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe he wrote the songs on that one too.
Ah,
Yeah. So it's so different because I have, to me, it's red and it's just like
oh yeah,
blood.
you got a different
And
version.
yeah, that's the cool thing because the CD has a different cover too.
Yes, yeah, the CD cover on mine is different as well.
So that's cool. Like, sorry to cut you off, Christian. It's just,
No, that's all right. I don't mind you jumping in, man, because you
yeah,
got something interesting to share it.
yeah,
But yeah, I think I like the title track. I like Atlas Rise,
Yeah,
Moth to the Flame, and I think Spit Out the Bone is a really, really great closer
oh,
track.
yeah, Closer, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So that's my number 7. Number 6 is going to be Death Magnetic. I think this is it's a pretty damn good album. And it's a great return to form for Metallica. It would be interesting to think like where the career would have gone if that album came out after the Black Album. Would a lot of the diehard fans stuck around, or would they still have not paid attention, or what have
They
you?
still would have bitched about half the record.
But probably.
I'm a little curious though what you guys think, because beyond Magnetic, the 4 songs left over, or the four, is it 5 or 4 leftover songs?
Or
Okay. It's
That
4,
I've never actually listened to that, so I'll have to check that out.
because I feel a couple of those songs would have been better on Magnetic to
Hmm.
change out a couple of songs. But
I don't know. You know what? Now I got something else I got to listen to. So
yeah.
yeah, definitely check this out. Yeah, it's 4 tracks that didn't make it to Death Magnetic. Rick Rubin producing it. 4 solid fucking songs. Really good
Mhm.
EP.
yeah, yeah, but that'll I mean it reminds me a lot of Injustice for All. I think, especially the song "The Day That Never Comes" is definitely like just like the beat, the arrangement of that song. It's almost like a rip off of one. Like
It
it
kind
doesn't
of
sound
is,
like
yeah.
it, but just the kind of arrangement, and like you kind of like the soft part, and then it gets really fast and heavy at the end, and then you
Yeah.
have like the wicked solo going on there. But yeah, that song, that was Just Your Life, End of the Line, um, All Nightmare Long, my
Yes.
all the songs that I really like off of that one. But yeah, I was when I like kind of when I listened to that one, it's like I said before, I kind of jumped off the Metallica train for a while, but when that one came out, I'm like, okay, they're getting their groove back, or they're making an album that I want to listen to, that I kind of like. But yeah,
Absolutely.
there you go. 11-6.
11-6. Good picks, Christian.
Metallica, because Metallica had such great artworks and stuff, and then they went black with the Black Album, and they have never recovered from that artwork wise.
Yeah.
All right. So that leaves me.
Mm-hmm.
And my 11 is not going to surprise anybody. It's Saint Anger. But I don't hate this album at all. This I got this the day it came out. I remember hearing the song Saint Anger on the radio with as the single with the lead up for this coming out. Was
To
super
work it
stoked
out.
on it. Um, there are things about this album I definitely don't like. I don't like the lyrics in a lot of songs. I don't like the lyrics for Frantic. I don't like the lyrics
Mm-hmm.
for Saint Anger at all. I really don't like some of the lyrics to My World. But that's what, they got really experimental here. They were in a bad, fucked up spot mentally,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying different things. So they're letting Kirk and Lars write lyrics, which those guys really don't ever fucking do. Trying to get themselves out of their comfort zone. And, how about if, Kirk writes some riffs, and how about we get rid of guitar solos, and now how about Lars, takes the tape off the bottom of his snare so it sounds like a fucking garbage can, which I never minded that from the very beginning. From the first time I
It's the
heard this, I
mix.
never minded the drum sounds.
It's the mix.
Yeah, the mix, it sounds like a demo, and I think they were going for that. They were going for like a garage band kind of thing, because I've read interviews where they said that they were, trying to sound like it's just like a high quality demo. So I get it. It never really pissed me off. There's a lot of great riffs in this album though, man. And there are some songs with really great lyrics. I like All Within My Hands. I like the
Mm-hmm.
unnamed feeling a lot. Sweet Amber is really fucking cool, musically and lyrically. I like Shoot Me Again. That's kind of an underrated one on here. That's got some good catchy parts in it. And yeah, fucking Dirty Window was cool. I like Some Kind of Monster. It's nice and slow, plodding, almost a corrosion of conformity or down sort of vibe to it with that main riff. I really dig that fucking song. I don't
Do you
mind this
remember
album.
around that time? Do you
What's
remember
that?
around do you remember around 2002 or 2004, 2005 when they played live show? They had new song. They
No.
just called it a new song, and then they had another one called another new song. They didn't have any title for it, but another new song was
Oh,
so good.
okay.
Was so good. So check it
Oh
out
shit.
if you can find live versions of a new song and another new song from around that period. But it's kind of ironic because things fell apart in 2002 for Metallica. Things fell apart for Megadeth in 2002 too, and Dave
Yeah, that's
Mustaine had
right.
his fell asleep and broke his arm and stuff. So
That's right.
perhaps Dave should have written the lyrics for this album
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that'd have been
because
interesting.
he wasn't doing anything.
That's true.
They were seeing the psychiatrist together at the same time. I mean, it's not like he wasn't around. Not like they
Yeah,
weren't
it's
Right,
around.
true.
right.
I got to admit too, I have recently rewatched the movie Some Kind of Monster,
All
and I
right.
feel like it holds up, man. I feel like if you watched it back then, you had a certain point of view of it, but if you watch it now, I feel like watching it now, I got a whole new respect for Lars because I feel like Lars is the guy that stands up to James and says, "Hey, fuck you, dude. Like, it's not all about you, it's about us. Like, this isn't your fucking band, it's our fucking band. And why does
Mhm.
everything have to go to your schedule and be on your fucking
The
time?"
legendary fight in the video.
Yeah, and there's the scene where like Lars gets in his face and is like fuck, I love that. It
Yeah.
shows that Lars don't take no shit, man. He's the dude behind the scenes. He really is
Mhm.
kind of the fucking brains of the band, and it really made me respect him. Rewatching that lately, and just going back to it. Like, that movie's pretty fucking cool. So anyway, that's my 11 is Saint Anger. That's gonna shock absolutely fucking nobody.
Mm.
My number 10 is going to be Reload.
Holy shit.
And again, I don't hate anything on this. There's moments I like more than others, but I don't hate anything about this. Fuel is a fantastic song. I love Devil's Dance. Nice, dark,
Mhm.
almost
Yeah.
Ziggy kind of song. I love that one. I really like Unforgiven too. This is that's like kind
Oh,
of the only track on here where there's a little kind of country southern rock going on in it.
that
I
song
really
got
fucking
so much
like it.
shit.
I really
I
like it.
remember that song got so much shit when it came out. It was
Of course it did.
unbelievable how much shit it got. I like it, don't get me wrong, but I
Yeah.
just remember the shitstorm it created because
Oh
everybody
yeah.
hold Unforgiven so high.
Of course. But I dig it. Good riffs in the Bad Seed. That's a great track.
Mm-hmm.
Really good riffs in Slither too. Good bluesy song there. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Ovi said, Where the Wild Things Are is a really cool, different song. It's just so different from anything Metallica did before it. And yeah, Low Man's Lyric, man. You hear a Metallica song with the hurdy-gurdy playing in the background. That's fucking different for you. That's a great tune. I love the lyrics on it. Fucking good
Yeah.
song. Good fucking song.
And the year after, Cunning Stunts came out when the stage collapses, and they had kind of a
Yes.
cool show back in '97.
Yeah, that's a good live video.
I only wish they would be a little more, what do you call it, have a little more variation on their set list, but I guess they was focused on keeping shit together and keeping James on a straight arrow. So
Yeah, true. So
did
that
any of you
leaves.
did any of you
Go
guys
ahead.
those mobile shows they did? They just you bought a ticket, and then if you want a ticket, Metallica came out of a little stage and they played those songs in '96.
Oh, that's
It
pretty
was kind of
cool.
like a request thing. You could like if you won the tickets, they would open and then Metallica would play a concert.
Huh.
Uh,
That's pretty
For
cool.
that.
It was around 96, I believe. It was before Load came out, so it was kind of
Hmm.
gotta check it. I'm not sure if it was something with Virgin Mega Record Store or if it was something there. There's history around there that's interesting at least.
Yeah, that was probably some kind of promo thing they were doing. That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
So we got 11, 10, 9. 9 for me is going to be Load.
Oh, interesting. You flipped it around.
Yeah, I flipped them. And again, I hate nothing about this album. I remember getting this the day it came out. Me and my buddy who fucking worshipped Metallica, he went down to Virgin Megastore in New York City,
Hmm.
and I gave him my $10, and he went down to Virgin Megastore. He got his copy, and he grabbed my copy, and he came back. And I didn't go to school that day. I waited at the train station for him to show up, and got my cassette, and we went and smoked some leafy green medicinal herbs and
All right.
listened to this in his car driving around our hometown of Ossining. And I really like every second of everything on this. If I had to pick a weak track, it would be Hero of the Day, and I still really like that song. Um, my two top favorites off of this are definitely Bleeding Me and The Outlaw Torn. I
Uh-huh.
love both of those songs so much. Two epic tracks with great. See, for me, I've always felt with this era, a lot of the old school guys are like, oh, they went grunge. I really don't feel like they went grunge here. I
There's no
feel
runs
like
about it.
I feel like they went more like Danzig and Corrosion of Conformity, and that's the shit Hetfield was listening to at the time. To me, it's more bluesy and dark, and I don't hear really grunge unless you consider Alice in Chains grunge, which of course you could. I always looked at Alice in Chains as a little bit more of a metal band, but to me, it's just they got darker and they got bluesier. I don't really hear like grunge meaning like Pearl Jam and Nirvana, where you got the back and forth with like the quiet verse and the loud chorus, even though they use
Another
that
thing is
recipe
that
on
Yeah, I
Soul
wouldn't
in
Sleep.
consider it a grunge album.
in '94 and '94, Alice in Chains was supposed to warm up for Metallica on the summer tour, but Lane Staley had heroin problems. So
Yeah,
James Hetfield made fun of Lane Staley that whole tour because Misfit put it in. So making fun of grunge and Lane Staley like for almost a year, and like Sonny Grunge afterwards, that dog don't hunt.
yeah, yeah. I didn't know that. That's kind of fucked up, but yeah. And I never felt like this was their trying to be grunge record. I just felt like this is James's influences with some of the slower, bluesier stuff coming through personally. And I love Mama Said. Um, at the
Hmm.
point when that came out, my mother was dying, and that song really still hits home for me every time I listen to it. It reminds me of my mom. So it's a fucking great tune. Poor Twisted Me, Ronnie, there's Thorn
Ronnie,
Within.
Ronnie is a good one.
Ronnie's a fantastic song, man. Thorn Within, like Ovi said. And I
Yeah,
really love King Nothing. I love that bass driven fucking
that's
awesome
cool riff.
and great, great shit. Nothing about this album that I don't like.
Do you any of you guys have load or reload on original vinyl?
No, not the
Um,
original. No,
That's worth a lot of money.
certainly is because
yeah.
that's when vinyl was basically dead.
Yes. And that box that I have here of load is like, I think it's 256 unreleased tracks or something with
Yes.
demos from 94, 95. So this would probably be a good thing for you too, James, to get that. But I'm looking forward to reload box set because I want 50 different versions of where the wild things are.
The elevator version and the instrumental
Yeah,
version and the
The
no bass
acid
version.
version, the medicinal herb version, the mescaline version,
You got
the stripped
the
down
mushroom
version.
version.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure that one will be coming next.
yeah.
Number 8 for yours truly is going to be the current album, 72 Seasons. I really like this one a lot. I did from the beginning. This one caught on with me right away. Got to see them on this tour last year in Boston, and they played my top two favorite songs off this album, which are Shadows Follow and If Darkness Had a Sun, my two
All
top
right.
favorites off this one. I also really like Lux Eterna, and just like Christian mentioned, totally sounds like a tribute to Diamond Head, and that's why I love it so much. Big time new wave of British heavy metal vibes in that song. So good.
If
Um,
darkness had a sun, isn't that little that what that sounds a little Motorhead-ish? There's a
I
song on that
guess you could
album that
say there's a
has kind
little
of
bit of
a
Motorhead
Motorhead.
to it, sure. To me, it sounds like something off the Black album. That's kind of why I really dig it. Room of Mirrors is a great one off here too. So is Too Far
Yeah.
Gone. Nothing bad on here, in my opinion. Fucking good album. The album
Mhm.
cover's a little odd, but
Represents their start to where they are now. It's to them they have it has a lot of meaning, but for us, it's not very metal.
yeah, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Number 7 for me is going to be
Oh wow.
Hardwired to Self Destruct. And what pushed this one up a spot or two was doing this exercise
All
and
right.
listening to these albums. I really, really like this one a lot, man. It was hard to not push it even a little bit higher. Now That We're Dead is a fucking fantastic, catchy song.
Hmm.
So good. Moth into Flame, so good. Atlas Rise, so goddamn good. I like Am I Savage a lot, and I feel like the underrated cut on here is Here Comes Revenge. That's a damn good song, man. So many great riffs in that. And it's just a pissed off, ripping Metallica song. And of course, everybody loves Spit Out the Bone. That's the one where you even got the old school heads coming back going, oh, that Spit Out the Bone song's pretty fucking good. Kind of reminds me of Justice. Yeah, exactly. Metallica's kind of, I feel like Metallica has apologized to us for Saint Anger being such a bomb, for the way they, had their image on Load and Reload, and for being so polished and stuff. I really feel like this band has apologized to us with their last three albums, and I completely 100% accept their apology to the fullest because they've given us three killer albums with their latest three, in my opinion.
Murder One is tribute to Lemmy, isn't it?
Yes. Murder One. That is the tribute to Lemmy. And that's one of my least favorite songs, but it's still a good track. But it's one that I would put towards kind of the bottom. But it's still a fucking good song. There's nothing about this record that I don't like. So we got what? 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. So I'm at 6.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, this is gonna stir some shit.
Hmm.
This is gonna stir some shit. Number 6 for me
Uh-oh.
is going to be Justice. I love it. I fucking love it. You're going to hang me in the comments. That's cool. Hang me in the comments. There's 5 other ones I like just a little bit more than this. I like Justice a lot. I feel like it suffers from the lack of Jason Newsted's bass. That's the only thing wrong with it is It's so hard to hear Jason in this record.
It's
Um,
Burn in the Mix.
Other than that, it's a fantastic kind of progressive thrash album. There's
Yeah.
so much going on in this. And I've read interviews with Kirk Hammett where they were getting so obsessed with the 80s guitar shredder stuff at this point. Yngwie Malmsteen and Joe Satriani and Steve Vai and all that, that they wanted to just make a fantastic guitar album where they did lots of flashy shit, and they accomplished it. They made a flashy guitar driven thrash album. And there's no bad moments on this, man. There's not one. There's not even a fucking half a second of music on this that's dull. One was my personal first exposure to Metallica, seeing the video on MTV. It was the first time I ever saw them, first time I ever heard them. I might have seen the logo before walking past a record store in the mall, but that was the first time I ever heard Metallica, and it blew me away. I was a kid, and it kind of scared the shit out of me. All the, the imagery in the video and
Yeah.
just like them jamming in the black and white in that room, like they just all looked so pissed off and like dudes
Mhm.
that you wouldn't want to walk past in a dark alley. And that was my first peaking of interest with the band.
See
Uh,
here now, James.
what's that?
Fretless bass.
Oh, they completely muted his bass.
No, this is fretless.
Oh, it's not translating over the yeah, I'm only hearing like every other note. I'm gonna have to check that out. Send that to me
Mhm.
over Messenger.
Yeah, fretless bass,
That's
and
pretty cool.
he does both guitars, vocals, and it's kind of like so. My
Oh,
mic
so he's
doesn't.
doing like multiple parts on the bass.
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So my Ralph was talking about my voice coming a little mumbled through. So I don't know if there's something with my phone lately.
No, I could hear your voice fine. It's when you were trying
Yeah.
to play that I couldn't really hear
Okay.
it. Yeah, favorites off this one for me, Dyer's Eve. What a good
Last
pissed
track.
off song that is. Freight Ends of Sanity, I love. Harvester of Sorrow is such an angry, stomping mid-pace song. Love it to death. Especially when
Best
they,
work.
do it live, it's so fucking good.
I was about to say the best version of Harvest of Sorrow that's ever recorded is live in Moscow in front
Yes.
of 1 million people.
Yes. Fantastic performance there. And I love the title track. Great song. If you guys have never heard the bootleg version and Justice for Jason,
Yeah.
And listen,
so some fucking hero took the album and he fucked with the mix and he lowered the drum attack a little bit and turned Jason's bass up through the whole album so you can actually hear what Jason's doing on this. Don't tell Metallica that I have a bootleg. But this is really great. If you can ever get your hands on this, I suggest adding this to the collection because it's really fucking cool.
yeah.
It's the entire album with the bass turned up, and then
Mhm.
they give you at the end of it demos of Bread Fan and the Prince, which are really good. The demo of the Prince on this rips. Lars's drums are so vicious in it. It's so good. Definitely get this if you go to a record show or a convention and you see this thing. Drop the $45 on it because it's totally worth it.
I've definitely heard it on like streaming before. I know it's posted up on YouTube.
Oh
And
yeah, it's been on YouTube for like a few years.
yeah. Oh yeah.
But if you ever see the physical, man, grab it because it's worth it to have it in your collection.
Keep that in mind.
So that's my 11 to 6.
Uh-huh.
Ovi, let's go 5-1.
Yeah. So my number 5 is gonna be the Black Album, which was my first Metallica album. I bought it back in 92, 93-ish, perhaps, or maybe 94, around that time. I think it was around 94, perhaps. Because everybody liked it and everybody was talking about it, and they were still doing the Enter Sandman and Cyber True music videos was on TV all the time, still in Norway, and
Yeah.
so it must have been 92, 93. With that person laying in the bed on the road and the semi truck just ramming through there.
Yeah.
So Wayne Isham, or what's his name?
Yeah,
Is it
Wayne
Wayne?
Isham produced that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's yep. Okay, yeah, I remember that.
As for me, I've been a Hammett fan. I don't know. I've been a Hammett fan forever. So when I saw them in 2009, I got Through the Never live, and Through the Never live for me, Through the Never is like Hetfield. Hammett. I mean, just like Enter Sadman is a Hammett track. But my favorite songs over the years has become Follow the God Who Failed. That's also James talking about his mother, the religion, the reason why she could have lived longer but didn't. Uh, Another cool one is the songs they just patched together from a lot of ideas from the 80s, is the Struggle Within.
Yeah.
Good track.
But my favorite track, I don't know if it's James' favorite track, but My Friend of Misery.
Yes. Good fucking song, man.
Mm.
There you get to see Jason shine through for the first time.
Absolutely.
And the way he just turns on the knob for like volume up and down to get sliding in of that sound.
Yes.
It's a medicinal herb song again.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's definitely a weed song, big time.
Yeah, I've heard from people. My number 4 is gonna be Kill Them All or Metal Up Your Ass. Uh, Favorite songs. I mean, the whole album is so great. I mean, I remember being 14 and 13, 14 and buying this Metallica albums, and it was a revelation. It was something else. It's so like something else. My favorite song though is Metal Militia, and of course, Fatum Lord, which is a Mustaine one. And my favorite one, believe it or not, is not a Mustaine one, and it's No Remorse.
Mm. Excellent.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Now I'm gonna rattle the fucking cage. My number 3 is gonna be Master of the Puppets.
Okay.
Yes. It might be I just have heard it too much. It might be the reason, but my favorite tracks is Damage Inc., Disposable Heroes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. But my favorite track is number 3, The Thing That Shouldn't Fucking Be. It's the
Oh yeah.
heaviest song Metallica has ever made. And it was actually played live in 85, I believe. No,
Oh
wait,
cool.
it
I
was
know.
sorry, the guitar riff was made in 85. But
Okay.
it was played in the spring of 86 before the album came out, I believe. Number 2 for me, you can hold up your album again, James. It's gonna be And Justice for the All.
Ah,
And Justice for All for me is, I mean, the album is so good. I mean, I've listened to that album to death. The problem with the album is that it's the mix. If you crank it up too loud, it blows your speakers. because the middle or the what do you call the middle part in America, something with T, with tremble or
Treble, yeah. It's
yeah,
it is mids too, though. It's definitely mids. That there's too much mids in it. There's a little of ironically, even though you can't hear Jason, there's a little too much bass in it too.
yeah, but it's a I would call it a negative bass because
Yes.
it yes, it doesn't it's cold, it's not a warm bass, so it's kind of like it just blows your magnet in your speakers. But I mean, the starting of Blackened, I mean, it's so good. It's so good. The Blackened, it's the perfect opening track,
That's Newstead's first writing credit.
right? And I mean, and it's so impressive, and just this, and then you get Eye of the Beholder, which was a cool single. Harvester of Sorrow comes, and then Shortest Straw. Shortest Straw is so good.
Yeah.
And then you got the one, I believe. Oh wait, is one in between?
No, one is before Shortest Straw.
After Harvester, right?
Yep.
And then Ferrets of Sanity, and then you got the song that Cliff Burton wrote the lyrics for, and then Dire Sea. But I mean, that
And
I just know that album in my head so well. Favorite song is Dyer's Eve, number 3. Number 2 for me is, of course, is gonna be when Jason sits down on stage. You remember that bass he had back in '89? That's just pure wood. Wood. It doesn't have any color. It's just naked wood. That bass he
Yes.
played with in '88, and he plays that, and he starts to play To Live Is To Die bass, and they come in and they just play the middle part there live on live shit. I mean, To Live Is To Die is such a good song, but my favorite one is gonna be a Kirk Hammett one, and it's gonna be The Pride of Sanity Has Found in Me.
Hell yeah.
That's my favorite. So that leaves no particular surprise what's left. And that ride the lightning, as James says.
That's right.
Yes. And
Woo.
if you get a French original press, it's green because it's a misprint.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
heard
That's
that.
worth a few bucks.
Yeah.
That's worth a few bucks.
And my favorite song number 3 is going to be the one that James Hetfield hate over all Metallica songs. He hated every second. He hates it. And what song is that?
Escape.
Right.
I love that
Because
fucking song,
I
man.
do
yes,
too.
it's so good. Because they got told that they need one more song to fill the album because they got thrown into studio. Here is a funny deal because they toured for Kill 'Em All. They were doing a Europe tour with Anthrax, I believe, in '84, but it got cancelled after a few, like a 4 or 5 concerts because of lack of ticket sales.
That's crazy. That's crazy to think about that happening to Metallica.
Yeah, it got cancelled. So then they got thrown into the studio back in February in '84. So they didn't have the album ready yet. Have they finished that tour, recorded Ride the Lightning later, Cliff Burton would be with us today.
Yeah,
Be-
maybe.
Because because they've done the tour, they've been in the studio making Ride the Lightning. Master of Puppets would have been later. They wouldn't have been on
Right.
that tour.
Yeah, good point. Shit.
So that's the thing about dropping a stone into the lake. It's ripple effects.
Right.
So
Yeah,
the things
butterfly
we do
effect.
now can affect us so much later. So
Right.
that's so people that lives in the past or lives in the future, they really need to think about what they're doing right now.
Good
Because
point.
yeah, I'm not saying this is the reason why we don't have Cliff anymore, that they got pushed into the studio. But if they had been pushed into the studio,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe
so
he still would be around.
Yeah, so Escape was the song they wrote because they got forced to write a shorter song because they had to have so much, 8 songs, I guess, to make an album. So
Right.
that's why Escape is so aggressive and like so, because Escape is the most brutal song, like in all. I know that the opening track is pretty Fight Fire Fire is, but it that's not a angry song. It's just a freaking cool song. But Escape is really the lyrics is so good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love the
Number
contrast of lyrics between Fade to Black and Escape because Fade to Black is lyrically like, fuck, I don't want to go on anymore, where Escape is the complete opposite. Escape
Yeah.
is, fuck you, I'm going on and I'm going to kick ass and I'm going to take life by the horns.
Yeah, because Fade to Black was because they were, I believe they were on were somewhere on in and all their gear got stolen.
Yeah, their gear got stolen from them, and James was really depressed about it and wrote that song.
Yeah, they were staying at a guy like a hillbilly guy, like fucking long for in the woods, and they saved the acoustic and something else. So that's why they wrote Fade to Black.
Yeah.
And they got a lot of shit at the time for Fade to Black, but
Yes, they did.
that's Cliff Burton's genius right there.
That's right.
Because we gotta admit, after Cliff Burton went out of the band, they lost their way. When you look at the progression.
They definitely lost a big piece of songwriting with
Yeah.
Cliff Gump. Absolutely.
My number 2 is going to be Ride the Lightning, the Mustaine track. Uh, but my favorite song of all of Metallica is The Call of Cthulhu. And I got
Nice.
that live in Sweden in 2011 on Big
Oh, that's
Four.
cool.
Cool.
Yes. The Call of Cthulhu is Burton's other masterpiece with Orion.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. Great song.
Mm,
Great pick,
Call of
Toby.
Cthulhu.
It's fucking
Yes.
awesome.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
No, it'll
Christian.
be interesting. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see where Kristen takes us.
All right. So well, it looks like both of us, we our top five were the first five albums. At least me and Owen. James
Yeah,
put Justin at number six. It's
yeah,
all it's all good. Yeah, so number five for me is going to be the Black Album.
right,
Um,
right, right.
so yeah, I mean this is the one where I discovered Metallica, where I found out who
Yeah.
they were. I remember seeing, like Obi was saying before, I got this about 93, but they were still playing
Mhm.
the videos for like Sad But True and Enter Sandman and wherever, like all of that stuff was still getting played. So that was the first thing I was really kind of exposed to. So then I'm like, all right, these guys seem like they're kind of cool. So then I bought that and yeah, so it's not an album that I listen to a lot now. But I would say
No,
this,
neither.
like some of the like the later tracks on this album are the ones that I kind of like more now, like God That Failed and My Friend in Misery, like those two in particular, which they weren't my favorite tracks back then, but I think they probably are now. Maybe because it's some of those other songs, just like you've heard them so many times that it's like I don't really need to hear them
I remember
again.
back then my favorite tracks were Wherever I Roam and Don't Trend on Me.
Yeah, I think back then, yeah, those were two that I really liked. I also liked a Wolf and Man a lot back then, but now it's like I'm kind of like, I kind of like it. I still like Through the Never I like, and Holier Than Thou I think is a pretty cool song. That's kind of
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
like where they're still kind of still like kind of like thrashy
Still
Metallica.
thrashy on that song, no doubt.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just I mean I know people talk about this is where Metallica is sold out or whatever, but it's like you know
Mm-hmm.
what, they had an opportunity to do something a little bit different, and a buddy of mine was saying, he's like, what, being poor sucks. So they had a chance to do something like this, then more the power to them. Um, it yeah, it might not be the thrash that came before it, but it's still like the essence of the band is there. The songwriting, they did Injustice for All, and they had all those long songs, intricate guitar solos. So they did want to kind of do something a little bit more stripped down, a little bit more streamlined, and this is what you got. So it's my number 5.
No matter
Um,
how Black Album would have been without Forgiven and out Nothing Else Matters, it's still 10 songs.
yeah, you'd still have
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
yeah. Number 4 for me, it's gonna be Injustice for All. Um, yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't think there's not really a song that I don't like on it. There are some times where, some of them I do get kind of like, I do really like the title track, but then like sometimes I listen to it like, is this still on? Like, is it still going? Because it's just, well, it's 9.5 minutes long. Um, but yeah, Blackened is, killer opener. I love Eye of the
Yeah,
Beholder. Shortest Straw, Harvester of Sorrow are all really good. I really like everything off this album, but like, like everyone says, like, the bass sound is definitely, you know, it's unfortunate that they let the mix go out as it did. They definitely should have the bass up higher.
because we were hoping when the deluxe version came out that they actually would do something about it. But I think there was, because the guy that produced it, he said he wanted to do it. But
Hmm.
I think there's the because they used, like, there was digital, so they used so much like tracks, and there's so much patch and clip and patching together. It's a nightmare, I think, to like do it again, because there's so many patches and so many takes to get it.
Yeah, and I think I read an interview with James Hetfield or saw something where they kind of like they were kind of asked him, and his responses like, well, that's how we released it. We don't want to go back and we don't really want to go back and mess around with the mix. Like what you got is what you got, and well,
Well, I guess there's it's their final words because they bought their own catalog. So,
yeah. Um, all right, so that's my number 4. My
uh-huh.
number 3 is gonna be Kill 'Em All.
Yeah.
I mean, what can't you say about this album? I mean, probably one of the best debuts of all time. Um, I guess you could argue it's one of the first thrash albums that was ever released because I think this came out. I know Show No Mercy from Slayer also came out in '83, but I believe it was a few months after this. And then, Anthrax, Megadeth were, a couple of years after. Exodus was a couple of years after. Um, but yeah, I love every song off of this album. Hit the Lights is just such a killer opener. I like the Four Horsemen, and I prefer the Four Horsemen over the Mechanics because, as we were saying on
Do
that
you like the Sweet Home Alabama part?
what's that?
Do you like the Sweet Home Alabama part?
Oh yeah,
Hell
yeah, I
yeah.
do like that part. But we were doing the Megadeth one. Like when I first heard the song Mechanics, like I didn't realize like the lyric were about getting laid. I thought it was like he was like
Eh,
literally thinking about a guy like at a like and like a mechanic like talking about how you could like pump your gas better than or whatever. And I remember like that's kind of dumb. Like I like the the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse way better. But then I kind of like eventually kind of done. Oh, okay, no, that's not what he's actually singing about. But it's like
no,
still to this
because you
day,
gotta go.
like for that
You
reason
gotta
alone,
go.
I still prefer the Four Horsemen.
That's
um,
with, like, with Megadeth with Wake Up Dead 2. Wake Up Dead 2 is about a woman, about
yep.
cheating, about so.
Yeah, that's
Oh
right.
yeah, you know. But that was a little bit more obvious. Like mechanic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like innuendo. It's like, yeah, you should know if you know. But I guess I was still like a little bit too young that I didn't quite get it yet. But
Hmm.
but yeah. Um, Also love Whiplash. I love Motor Breath. I love the way that's like dun, 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 dun. And I
Hmm.
love Metal Militia, the closing track with like the like the troop marching at the end and Seek and Destroy. That's a great one. There's really not a bad moment on here. There really isn't.
Seek
Uh,
and destroy.
And I actually, when I was in middle school, I remember I had the Metal Up Your Ass t-shirt, which this was supposed to be called originally,
That's
Yep.
right.
as we were saying earlier. So that brings me up to number 2, and it's
Uh-huh.
this one right here, Master of Puppets. Um,
Man, good man.
yes, fantastic album. I mean, to me, like the production in this just sounds like it's just so tight. Like it's just, I I think of all the if I were to say like the production on the albums, like this is probably one of my favorite. Even though I do have another album obviously ahead of this, but I just the way it just sounds like so like airtight. I don't know. It just it's awesome. But favorite tracks in here, I guess I got to go with the title track. And I like when they I don't know if anyone seen the Stranger Things show. I think the last season they did.
Yes.
Characters in the show, he's like he's playing Master of Puppets, and it's kind of funny because they're saying when that show, the day it's supposed to take place was like 3 weeks after this album came out. So it's like for him to have like learned that song so quickly, he'd have to be like this guitar genius. But I know
Right.
it's just a TV show. Like they probably weren't like that. They knew that this album came out around that time, so they included it in there. But I'm sure they weren't thinking like, oh yeah, this it came out 3 weeks before, like this, well, whatever.
Right.
Um, I love Leper Messiah. I love that one. I pretty much love
Yeah,
every.
that one is kind of debatable because Leper Messiah, it depends on who you listen to about
Yeah,
who wrote that song.
yeah,
That's
Because
right. Dave Mustaine still swears that he wrote that fucking song.
Leper Messiah is taken out of Ziggy Stardust with David Bowie because Kirk Hammett is a big David Bowie fan.
hmm
That's right.
And I think the one you were mentioning before, a thing that should not be, killer song, killer song. Um, yeah, so that's number 2, and that can only leave number 1. And I think me and Obi in agreement here. Ride the Lightning.
Yes.
So I think we did another episode on here a few months back, like albums that got us into metal or whatnot.
Hmm.
And I remember I was talking about this. So even though the Black Album was the first Metallica CD that I bought, it
Me
kind of,
too.
it creaked the door a little bit, like getting to metal. But then when I got this one next, it just blew it right open. Like once I got this one, then I was just like full on like, okay, I'm only listening to metal now. Like once I got this one, it was just like to me, like I remember hearing it just, I like the Black Album, then I heard this and it was like so different, but I'm just like, oh my God, like what like putting on that Fight Fire with Fire, the
Hmm.
acoustic beginning, and then when it just hits rest, like that was probably the first I was listening to like really like truly like aggressive like metal in my
That's
life.
but that's a 12 string, right? The opening is a 12 string.
I
I
believe that is a 12
believe
string
it is.
guitar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds like it could be, yeah. Um, but I love the title track too. That's just that's probably if not my top Metallica song, is definitely like one of them.
Yeah.
For Whom the Bell Tolls, I just love the boom. I just
Yeah,
such a
that's
cool song.
signature Burton there.
Um, yeah, Fade to Black's great. I love Trapped Under Ice, and I really like it's like you were saying before. Escape, I think, is a cool song. It's just like you know, no one can you kind of like identify with too as a kid. Just like being a teenager. It's like you kind of feel that way, like the world's out to get you, or you don't fit in. But that song just, it's like, screw you, I'm going on.
That's
There's a
right.
there's a live bootleg from Kirk Hammett's birthday in '85 where they play Trapped Under Ice. It's one of 2 times they played it in '85, I believe, and
Nice.
it's really cool to listen to it live.
Mm, that's a killer song. I mean, there's not a bad moment on this album. There really isn't. But once and I remember getting this one next because I remember seeing the seat. Like I love the album cover, and I thought the title sounded cool, "Ride the Lightning," and with lightning bolts and shit. Like I'm like, that looks pretty cool. I gotta pick that one up. And then like putting it on, I'm just like, holy shit! Like this is
Hmm.
different than the Black one, but I like this a lot, and that led me to get all the other CDs, and then eventually get into Megadeth and Slay, and pretty much every other, you know, this opened the gates for metal for me. Like if I didn't buy, I mean, I guess if I didn't get the Black Album, but if I didn't get this, I probably would. I might not be talking on this channel right now, or have any of this.
I
Listen.
think Fear of the Dark by Maiden was the first metal cassette I bought, like that really got me into metal. Was like Fear of the Dark by Iron
Yeah,
Maiden,
cool.
purely because of the artwork, because I didn't understand a lick of English. So
Great artwork.
Yeah. So
yeah.
there's
All
picks.
right, good picks, Christian.
Thank
Mm,
you.
So we're gonna end this with me,
yeah,
and my number 5 is going to be
Yeah.
that's magnetic.
Death Magnetic.
Ooh.
I fucking love this album, man. First time when I finally got to see Metallica was on this tour. I saw them at Madison Square Garden. I lucked out. A buddy of mine got tickets, and they were general admission tickets. So I was on the floor of Madison Square Garden with 1 to 2 people between me and the stage. And what a good goddamn show. And what a killer album this is, man. From the second this came out, I really felt like that this was uh hey, remember the Saint Anger thing? Sorry about that.
Mhm.
Here's the real shit. I always felt like this was an apology, and I love that it's an apology of this magnitude because for me there's nothing bad on this record. I really love Broken, Beaten, and Scarred. That's a great
That's single
tune.
number three. I forgot.
That's
That
single
was the
number
third single.
3. And the lyrics to that are so fucking awesome. It's a great motivating piece of music. I love All Nightmare Long. I love the Unforgiven 3. And I gotta say, I think I like the Unforgiven 3 better than the Unforgiven 1. There's something about that track that just I don't know what it is. There's like magic in that song, and it sounds like they're having so much fun playing it. And the riffs are just so good, and the lyrics are awesome. The band is so tight. I really dig Unforgiven 3 just a little bit more than Unforgiven 1. I also really like Judas Kiss a lot. I think that's an underrated track off this one. Judas Kiss is fantastic. Really good, catchy riffs.
My
And
buddy, he's a bass player, and he likes that song too. I have another
oh,
buddy that
really?
here that's a bass player, and he likes Judas Kiss.
Yeah, great tune, man. Great fucking tune. I love Suicide and Redemption. A lot of people shit on that song and say it's just kind of meandering and it doesn't really go anywhere. I think it's fantastic riffing and the band is fucking tight as hell on it. And my favorite one off this is probably going to be The Day That Never Comes. Um, when I saw them do this live, I literally was crying in the audience because it always to me felt like seeing Metallica was the day that never comes because it was there was a couple times I was supposed to see them and it didn't happen, and I just was bummed out and was like there was this thing in my head where I was like I'm just never going to get to see Metallica, and I finally did on this tour. And I'm so glad I did on this tour because I played this album to death when it came out, and I still do. It's a fantastic release, and I'm glad my first live Metallica experience was seeing them on this fucking tour. Great album.
Did you see him in
It
2008 or 9?
what's that?
Did you see him in 2008 or 2009?
2009.
Okay.
They did a 2 night run at Madison Square Garden with Volbeat and Lamb of God, and I saw them on night 1. And on my night, they did most of this album. I think the only songs they didn't do was Suicide and Redemption and the Judas Kiss. And no, they didn't. They didn't do the Unforgiven 3, but they did everything else. They did This Is Just Your Life, End of the Line, Broken, Beaten, Day That Never Comes, All Nightmare. Cyanide, and My Apocalypse. So they did most of this fucking album, which was cool with me because I'd been playing it to death. So it was great to hear all that shit live. And that night they also threw in Turn the Page, which was really cool.
Did
It
you
did
see by the Madison Square Garden?
Madison Square Garden, yeah.
Okay, so 14th of November.
Yep, that sounds right. I remember it being kind of cold, yeah.
You got Helpless on Encore,
Yes.
first time played in 6 years.
That's
Then
right.
and Fight Fire with Fire and All
Yes.
Night Long, yes. Holler and Dow, you got
Yep.
a bit and Scarred. Yeah, Whiplash and Destroy. Yeah, that was a good night.
That was a fucking great night, man. That was a great night. So there's my number five is Death Magnetic, and that's part of why I put it at five, just ahead of Justice, is because I saw them on this tour. But I
Yeah, yeah.
also really fucking love this album too. Number four is Ovi and Christian's number one. Ride the Lightning again. I, it's it's not like any of these albums after Saint Anger. It's not like any of these albums are really separated by country miles. This is
Just look at that
it's just
artwork.
a hair. What's that?
Just look at the logo and the artwork. It's so simple but so powerful.
Oh
So
yeah.
awesome. So what I love about this album is this electric chair was modeled after the electric chair that was used in Sing Sing prison,
Mm-hmm.
which I grew up in Ossining, New York, just a few blocks away from Sing Sing prison. So that always kind of resonated with me when I got this record and was like, oh shit, that's modeled after the Sing Sing prison electric chair. It's pretty fucking cool. Ossining represent. If you know Ossining, the Indians from Sing Sing, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, not a bad moment on here, man. We talked about all the great tracks. Call of Cthulhu was so fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Such a great instrumental. Fight Fire with Fire starts off with that great classical 12 string acoustic thing and just turns into a fucking great thrash song. Ride the Lightning is incredible. Only thing I would say about this is For Whom the Bell Tolls is kind of played out, but that's about it. It's it's just a song you've heard a million times, but it's not terrible.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, Escape, man. Lyrically, Escape is so goddamn good. It's one of those like fuck you, you're not going to keep me down songs. And
Mm-hmm.
I've always loved the back and forth between Fade to Black and Escape. It's just so cool. It goes from one emotion to the
Yeah.
next. I remember being in high school and showing the lyrics for both songs to my therapist. And
Yeah.
yeah, I remember her crying reading the lyrics to Fade to Black. And then I was like, all right, now turn the page and read the lyrics to Escape. And she was like, oh, wow, that's so cool that they kind of turned everything around. And she, for somebody who didn't even fucking know about or really like heavy metal, she really appreciated it. That shows you how fucking great Metallica is. So
Yeah.
there's my number four. My number three is the Black Album. What a great album cover, guys.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Um, but this was my initial exposure to the band, and that's why it's number three for me. Um, of course, everybody knows Enter Sandman. That's the only song on here that I could skip because I've just heard it so many goddamn times.
Yeah.
I as much as I've heard Sad But True, I still love that song so much. It's oh, oh, it's so goddamn heavy. Holier Than Thou, yeah, that's kind of like Until Death Magnetic. That's sort of the last breath of thrash metal that you get from Metallica for a long time.
Yeah.
Great tune, man. The original Unforgiven is on here. I love that one. Don't Tread on Me is fantastic, even when it's what's the beginning is taken from West Side Story, I think. I think that's taken from
Yeah,
West Side Story.
yeah, I
But
think
a
so.
great song. I love Nothing Else Matters. That's kind of like me and my girlfriend's song.
I
So
like the elevator version better. I wish the elevator version was on the album.
the elevator version is pretty goddamn cool.
Elevator version. So what's I've never heard that.
It's
So there's a
got
version on,
the symphonic.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just the string instruments.
Hmm.
There's no vocals, there's no guitar, bass, or drums. I think it's on the CD single for
Yeah,
Nothing Else Matters. It's one of the bonus tracks on the CD single. It's actually really cool.
yeah.
Of Wolf and Man is fantastic. And yeah, if I had to pick a favorite off this, it's it's coming down to My Friend of Misery and The God That Failed. One of those two is my top favorites. My Friend of Misery, just it's so cool hearing Jason back in the mix. You
Yeah.
know, it was awesome hearing him so present in the Garage Days Revisited EP, and then all
Hmm.
of a sudden Justice comes out and he's gone, but now he's back on this, and it's fucking great to hear.
Garage Days is the best EP ever. Oh, the
Absolutely,
bass is loud.
absolutely, I agree. I totally agree.
I
Oh,
watched
that
the
Oh
shit
yeah,
out of Year and a Half. The Year and a Half cassettes. Do you guys have Year and a Half Volume 1, Volume 2?
I don't have it, but I
uh,
have watched it several times. I watched it a lot in high school. A buddy of mine taped it onto a VHS for me, and I watched it
Because
a
in the
lot.
beginning, when they start to mold Metallica in that furnace, you hear that My Friend of Misery goes in the
Yes,
background.
yes, that's right.
yeah. Yeah, I haven't watched those in a long time.
That
They're
was
like
so
locked
great.
over here in the
Year and a Half
box. Like,
Volume
wait.
1 and Volume 2 is so great.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great documentary.
But there are so many hours. I think there's talk about 60 or 70 hours of footage that didn't make it.
Whew.
Hmm.
So there's
Yeah, that's a
they
lot.
could they could make like volume 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of Year and a Half if they wanted
Oh
to.
yeah,
Yeah. But you also got to think, like, even if they have that much footage, is there really like that much footage that's something that you really want to like
There's a lot of
see?
live footage
yeah.
on volume 2
How
that
much
I
of
feel
that
like
footage
I'm
do
sure
you
there's some
really
cool
want to
stuff,
see?
but when they're filming a documentary, it's like you have cameras running all the time, so if
yeah.
you know you get a moment where a guy, I don't know, he's just sitting down like eating a sandwich or something, like, is that going to be entertaining?
Right.
Well, it's still interesting to think like what else that they captured that didn't make it, you know.
Right. So it would be cool. I'm mostly interested in the demo and the basic tracks of the songs. I would love more studio things. Not what they do
Yeah,
on the
same.
road
I would
and
like to
like
see more of that too.
the comic stuff and like the shit they do this and they how they torture Jason or whatever. I like to see the magic in the studio. I would like to see more. Like
Yeah, same.
because they
I would,
use
I
like
would watch
10
that.
minutes of volume 1 to like get Kirk to get that Unforgiven solo down.
Right.
Now it's like
Yeah,
10
that's
minutes.
right. That's right. So I'm down to my last two.
Uh-huh.
And number two is Kill 'Em All. Oh, what a fucking amazing, pissed off, young, aggressive, big giant middle finger to the world this album is. Um, I remember first hearing this.
I thought it was weak because I heard it after Roy Lighting.
I think I got this when I was like 12 or I think I was like 13 when I got this. And I had never heard anything so fast and so pissed off. It just sounded like a completely different band from the Black Album, and really just blew me away with speed and aggression. Man, there's nothing wrong with this album at all.
You guys know the foundation for Metallica logo on that album? Because it's quite
No,
different from Metal Up Your Ass.
no, I don't.
I don't either, because it's the logo is so important, especially back in those days.
Yeah, well, the logo for Metal Up Your Ass is pretty much,
I think it's like three-dimensional.
yeah, it's pretty much the logo for Ride the Lightning,
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
this
Yeah,
one,
pretty
yeah,
that's
it's
much
what,
the
just
same
that's what
thing.
I mean.
two-dimensional.
It's quite different from Kill 'Em All.
Right. Yeah, this is very one dimensional.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, how do I even pick a favorite off of this? I mean, I'm a bass player, so of course I'm gonna fucking give lots of love to Anesthesia Pulling Teeth because it's just so goddamn good. Whiplash,
Cool song.
No Remorse,
Hmm.
Yes,
Metal
sir.
Militia, The Four Horsemen, even with the Leonard Skinner thing in the middle. I love that Leonard Skinner thing in the middle. There's just nothing bad about this. It's such a good pissed off thrash record. And I put this head and shoulders above Slayer Show No Mercy. I know I'm going to get hung in the comments for that. I don't give a fuck. This to me is way more thrash when you're identifying thrash than
Yeah, because
Slayer
there's
Show
no
No Mercy.
soundtrack.
It's way more thrash. That Show No Mercy album is fantastic. I'm not shitting on it. I like it. But there's more of like a Merciful Fate Judas Priest vibe with that album.
Yeah.
Whereas
That's explainable.
this is the blueprint for thrash metal. You know,
I
all
wish
the
though that
yells,
Kill
all
'Em
the
All
double
was like
picking.
if Kill 'Em All could be like 3D, so it goes like deep into the cover, Kill 'Em All, and I wish there was 3D like Kill 'Em All, and it just goes
Mhm.
deep into the
Yeah.
It would look pretty cool, yeah.
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 Even that, like, it's a cool up, but it's, it's very just basic art. It's just the hammer and the blood and
Yeah, it's
the
it's
hand,
it's
the hand
it's
just
really
dropping,
shit
it's going to grab it.
because it's cheap from the label. It's cheap from the label. It's just thrown together. So
Right.
Metallica is not happy about it. I remember they saying,
Yeah, that's right.
but I think it's cool
Look
as
at that.
fuck.
Look at that old picture. Look at those young boys.
Yeah, they're really young there. Oh my
Look at
But
those
goodness.
here,
young
I just
boys.
had that up a moment ago.
Look at my fucking homeboy right there, man.
but
Love it.
It's like,
what if Dave Mustaine hasn't bullied Ron Montgomery out of Metallica? We wouldn't have Cliff Burton.
That's kind of true. That's kind of true. So my number one, we all know it's coming.
Lulu.
Yes, Lulu.
Yeah, that yeah. But I thought that album cover was cool. I remember I was young, but I didn't understand the deep politics because that artwork is so political.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's very political, very social. Great message going on, military wise, drug use wise,
Hmm.
throughout the artwork and the album.
mhm.
Um, so this is the first thrash Metallica I ever heard after the Black album.
Okay.
So the guy that lived upstairs from me was 9 years older than me, and he played guitar, and he was teaching me how to play guitar at the time. And one night we're sitting playing some stuff. He's teaching me some things, and he goes, "Dude, the Black Album, yeah, it's fine for a dude your age, but you really don't know real Metallica." And he handed me a cassette of Master of Puppets. And he
Hmm.
goes, "Dude, go downstairs and fucking listen to this." And the cassette was queued up for side two. So I just started side two. So the first real thrash Metallica I ever heard was Disposable Heroes.
That's such a good song.
And
Oh,
wow, did that really blow my fucking 12-year-old brain into little bits and smithereens, man. I had never heard anything so tight and so fast and so relentless before. Just a fantastic fucking slab of music. I got halfway through the song and then rewound it and brought out a blank tape and said, okay, I have to tape this. I don't care if the rest of the album sucks. Just to have that one song, I have to have this fucking album. So for years and years, because I had a copy of it, Disposable Heroes was always the first song on the album for me. Man, just to me, this is a perfect metal album and it's a perfect thrash album for me personally. There's
Yeah,
nothing I would put above this. Nothing from Slayer, nothing from Megadeth, nothing from Testament, nothing from Anthrax. I wouldn't put anything above this. I personally, your boy, personally, rates this as a top number one heavy metal album, top number one thrash album.
They used the time they used to record Ride the Lightning, the same amount of time they used to get just all the gear into the studio to record that album.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and they took a while to record this, man. There was, they didn't have a lot of material going into the studio for this. And they just sat and busted their fucking asses making this record. I mean, how do you even pick a fucking favorite, man? I
tough.
think overall, if I got to pick a favorite Metallica song of all time, it's Orion.
Mm.
It's just so good, man. Like, there's thrashy parts, there's slow melodic pieces. It's really kind of Cliff Burton's swan song,
Mhm.
and it's just so good. Disposable Heroes is so tight. Like Christian said, the tightness on this is unmatched, man. There's no other band that made a record that's this fucking tight. And I gotta say, as fucking goofy as Dave Mustaine could be with his whole like I wrote this, I wrote that shit, I really kind of believe he wrote Leper Messiah because it kind of sounds like a Megadeth song. It really does. So
And
so I'm
also
with him on that.
in Master of Puppets, the kind of the more 70 part, that Kirk Hammett part, that's a David Bowie kind of. It's
Yes.
almost out of David Bowie, that bridge part in Master of Puppets, because
Yeah.
Master of Puppets, you need to get a deluxe box because then you get the riff tapes from '85, and then you get Master of Puppets. You get I guess Damage Inc. I think, and another song. You get like so many home riff tapes from hotel rooms. But that box set, of course, is the most expensive one you get now because it's sold out. The
Yeah.
easiest one to get is Kill 'Em All and Ride Lightning. You can easily get still. Justice
Right.
for All is difficult to get. Black Album is still easy to get. But,
Yes.
but
Yeah, the
Master
Puppets one
Puppet,
has been out of print for a while.
yeah, you gotta sell a few pounds of medicinal herbs to get the Master Puppets one.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, not a bad moment here. Everybody loves the title track. It's if you go see them nowadays, they do two nights at a football stadium, and usually one night the last song is Master of Puppets, and the following night the last song is Enter Sandman, of course. Just not a bad moment here, man. This is for me, it's a perfect album. It's a perfect Metallica album. And this is my number one, man. Master of Puppets just fucking it rocks my world, kids. It rocks my world.
The logo is gray. It's I don't know. I wish the logo had a little different color, but it is what it is.
It kind of looks like a headstone.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it's like marble. You know.
Yeah, it kind of
So,
looks like a headstone, so it sort of goes with the crosses and stuff. I like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I wish they had a little more marble, like marble into it compared to the stones. But
Yeah,
I'm not what you call it, an art guy. So it's just what I feel.
there you go.
Like
And there
this,
we
like
go.
there's a crack on it. Like in the M's, it would be a little crack on it, and it would be like, I don't know, a little wear and tear. It would be cool.
Yeah, yeah, they could have done that, but I don't
But
know.
there's
Maybe it's supposed to
not
look like a
a
fresh
single.
headstone.
Yeah, there's not a single from that album. That's also interesting fact. It's
That's
not a
right.
single from
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
all
Yeah, there was no
other
singles.
Metallic albums has a single.
That's
Mhm.
right.
It's also interesting they didn't do any music videos until and Justice for All.
That's right.
No,
'Cause I mean,
one
even
was one was the first one.
because I was
Yeah,
saying
they
they,
were against it for a long time.
yeah, because like in '86, Megadeth was doing music videos for stuff off for for Peace Cells and Wake
That's
Up
right.
Dead songs. So
Yeah, Wake Up Dead is really cool. I mean,
yeah,
It makes
I,
you wonder if they saw the Megadeth videos and were like, maybe we should fucking do one.
mhm.
possibly.
I think I, I think Megadeth and Metallica have, if you look past the media shit and the throwing foreign back, I think they have been healthy for each other when it comes to music and image wise because they push each other. It's kind
Sure.
of like between
Hmm.
KK and Tipton in Judas Priest. They battle about being best. They battle about doing things. It just gets the best out of both bands. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a healthy competition kind of.
Yeah.
yeah. It's the media that's made the unhealthy part, not the guys themselves.
Of
I
course.
know, of course, Dave Mustaine said few things back in '85 and '86 and '87 and '89 that wasn't good, but I think he did it for PR. I don't think he, yeah, but that's just what I think because I understand that he wanted success like Metallica's had. He had a chance. He could have been in Metallica much longer if he hadn't fucked up. Well, he come from a broken home. He had problems. It's like it's life.
Yeah.
You do shit, you do stupid stuff, and you learn. But it's very irritating when after you have learned, why the fuck didn't I do it back then? But
Right.
that if you didn't do it back then, you wouldn't have learned it until now. So it's is what it is, like James says a lot of times.
That's right. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So this was fun, guys.
Sure was.
Yeah.
I appreciate you taking your Friday night to sit with me and rank the Metallica records. This was really cool. We will
Mm-hmm.
have another rank and file for you guys watching soon.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and spread this around. We appreciate that. If you take the link and show it to all your Metallica friends and family and whatnot. So thanks for watching. We will be back soon. Um, next episode's probably going to be a really cool tribute to Cliff Burton. So keep your eyes peeled, kids. That's going to be a great episode. So for Ovi from Norway, for my boy Christian from Connecticut, and yours truly, James, from Connecticut as well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We love you guys.
And
Hope you
rank
had a
your
good time
albums
checking
in the
this out.
comments.
Yeah. Rank them in the comments.
Rank your give us your ranking in the comments. Yeah, please. From 11 to 1 on how you rank the Metallica records. We
And
love
nothing is wrong.
reading the comments and seeing who supposedly is wrong, who supposedly is right, who's a poser, who's not.
Yeah.
So give us your ranking, and we will see you soon. Have a good night. Later from the Rock Fantasy Files.